we're going to start the three-part breathing. So why don't you put your hands on your belly, and as you breathe in, I want you to completely empty your lungs just normally. So inhale, and then completely empty your lungs. And then when you think your lungs are empty, empty them a little bit more. Then draw your belly in, empty them a little bit more. Now inhale, and you're going to find that your belly this time will naturally help with that inhale and deepen your breath. And this will be called three-part breathing, because you can feel the as your belly inflates, it draws your diaphragm down and it makes more room in your lungs. So if we just breathe through our chest, we're only using the top part of our lungs as opposed to the bottom 2/3. So the three-part breathing is as you inhale, your belly comes out, then your rib cage, and then your chest. So it actually is a natural flow, even though it's called three-part breathing. So just close your eyes for a second. You know, we're so used to sucking our guts in. This time we're gonna inflate our belly. We're not inflating our belly, but using the belly, the muscles of your belly to draw that diaphragm down. And then as you exhale, your breath is going in the opposite direction. First down your shoulders, your upper chest, your rib cage, and then your belly. So, and then slow your breath down. I guarantee if you do a few of these in the waiting room before you go to a doctor's appointment, you're going to find that when they take your blood pressure, it's going to be a lot lower. I think I've mentioned that I've been doing this little experiment for some years now. And then open your eyes and come back into the room. Notice stress kind of having melted away a little bit. And so now come to the edge of your chair, and 2 fists in front of you, and then bring them down between your knees. And with your back away from your chair, this is the basic chair yoga pose. So it keeps your thigh bones, your femurs at right angles to your pelvis. So so this is our basic chair mountain pose. And then if it's available to you, I notice, but it's a matter of your comfort level, take off your shoes so you could feel the floor under your feet. It kind of helps you for what we're going to do, make things a little bit more flexible. So we're going to start first with our toes. So my foot is, I'm on the ball of my foot, and if it's available to you, it's not always easy, but we're going to try to move those toe joints. And then the other side, so balls of the feet, and just, so it's the first thing we're doing, it's early in the morning, so things are going to be, like even my toes feel a little stiff right now. And then come back and we'll do let me move this back a little bit. We'll do the ankles. So rotate your ankles, and in both directions. So you see how this is a little bit easier if you're in socks or bare feet. And then do the other ankle, and in both directions. So you're gonna circle it around and then circle it in the opposite direction. And then we'll come to those sometimes troublesome joints, the knees. So I want you to just warm up the knees. The heat begins to move some of the synovial fluid around in your joint that lubricates the joint, and it warms up your muscles and ligaments. And do the other knee. Just give that knee a little bit of love. And then begin by just moving your knees from side to side. And then come back to stillness. Lift one knee and circle it around. Circle both directions. Perfect. And then switch to the other knee and begin to do circles. And change directions. And then come back to stillness. And then we're gonna begin, put your hands on your hips, and we're gonna begin to do circles. So we're warming up the hips, loosening the hips, the back, and change directions. And then come back to stillness and shrug your shoulders up and down. So this seems like it's kind of a pretty subtle movement, but what you're doing is actually beginning to move blood around in your shoulders and in your neck, bringing oxygen to that joint. So just shrug and then down. And then come back to stillness and roll your shoulders back. How's that feel? Yeah. Actually feels good on my upper back too. And then come back to stillness. Lift one arm and just stretch that shoulder joint a little bit to wherever feels comfortable. Breathe. So when we breathe, what the breath does is as it moves oxygen around your body, it also releases toxins. So as you exhale, you're exhaling carbon dioxide. So that's why, it's one of the most important things about yoga is some of the breathing exercises that we do. It's important for the lymph system. Great. And come back to stillness. Turn your head to the left. Turn your head to the right. And then come back to center and begin a neck roll. So you're moving your chin from your shoulder across your chest to the other shoulder. And there's no benefit to doing it fast. Just do it nice and slowly, being mindful of that neck joint. And if anything hurts, just stop doing it. But this is a nice gentle stretch for the neck. Back to stillness. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder, and if you'd like, you can cradle your head and gently pull. Just be gentle and look forward, not down, not up, just forward. So you can see, if you feel, you're actually changing the stretch by looking up or down. And you should feel a nice stretch on the side of your neck. And then switch sides, right ear to right shoulder, and if it's available to you, gently help it over. Come back to center, bring your arms out in front of you, and then make a sideways figure 8 with your wrists. So focus on your wrists rather than your whole arms. This is a loosening up our wrists. And you know what's coming next is the opposite direction. So now it's not just a wrist exercise, it becomes a brain exercise. Yeah, right? Isn't it? And then come back to stillness. We'll do some carpal tunnel pulls. So, you know, from all kinds of activities, our fingers and hands are usually clenched, and this is a very, very good basic stretch for those who use computers or almost any activity, needlework, cooking, tools. And then take your thumb, but being gentle with that thumb and mindful if you have any arthritis in your thumb, but you still want to move it a little bit. You still want to stretch it. And switch to the other hand. And then the thumb. And then take your hands out in front of you, turn them opposite, stretch up. Doesn't that feel good? Stretch up to the ceiling, lifting your head because there's a tendency to go like this. Lift your head and then open up. And then if it's available to you, bring your arms in behind you. If that's too much, just bring them like this and try to be mindful to kind of stretch the crown of your head to the ceiling. So this is stretching the muscles across our chest and also increasing the strength in our upper back muscles as well as a shoulder stretch. And come back to stillness. Hands on your hips. Lift one arm and then lean to the side. And then at this point, look up towards the ceiling. Inhale up. Switch hands. Exhale and lean. And look up. And we'll do that side again. So inhale, arm up, lean, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, inhale. You know, there's such a tendency, because I do it myself and I have to remind myself to breathe, there's such a tendency to hold your breath when you're doing these things. Inhale, bring yourself back up, and then if it's available to you, lift both arms and then lean to the side. So this is definitely a back strengthener as well as a stretch. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then inhale up and bring your hands down. Clench your fist by your side and one at a time push forward. So I'm pushing just good stuff to you. Good affection and love. There's nothing, there's nothing bad. Just, and then up. Yes, so strong. And then down to the side, or down to the side, kind of at an angle. And now straight to the side, and to the other side. Or both sides, I can see both sides go. This is like Simon Says, isn't it? Okay, all right, okay. So now forward again. So arms at the side, I'm going one arm, and then the other arm. One arm, and then the other arm, and then up. One, there we go. Now we're all coordinated. And then down. We'll do two on each side, and then to the side. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then come back to stillness. Put your hands on your knees. Make sure you're at the edge of the chair, and we're gonna do cat and cow. So you're gonna lean forward and inhale and look up, arching your back. And then as you exhale, you lean back, curl out your back like a cat, and bring your chin towards your chest as you exhale. So inhale forward, exhale back. So there are 3 basic planes that we move our spine in. We already did the side to side, and this is the forward and back. And then we'll do a twisting stretch of our spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then come back to stillness when you're ready. Right hand on your left knee, left hand in behind you, and look over your shoulder as we move, as we stretch our spine with a gentle twisting motion. Breathe. Come back to center and switch sides. Come back to center, and then take your arm out to the side. We'll do archer pose. So it's as if you have the bow. You're taking a arrow from your quiver, putting it in your bow, pulling back, letting something positive fly into the world. So take another arrow out, put it in your bow, pull back, let it fly. Again, let it fly. This is just a tricky way of making you reach behind your back. Let it fly. Let it fly. And then move to the other side. Take the arrow from your quiver, put it in your bow, pull back, let it fly. Arrow, put it in your bow, pull back, let it fly. And again, archer pose. And come back to center. And we're gonna put our hands on our hips and just move our torso around again. And since we're a little bit warmed up, you can make as big circles or as small circles as you're comfortable doing, whatever calls to you today. When we start out, we don't want to do the giant circles, but we're a little bit warmed up. And then change directions. And then come back to stillness. And then make sure you're at the edge of your chair. And we're gonna do something called chair pose. So come up onto the balls of your feet, arms out in front of you, lean forward. So this is both a back strengthener and working on balance. And we're gonna hold this a little bit. If it's a little bit much, you could put your feet down, or you can continue to hold them up. Lean forward, yes. So because you guys have been doing so amazing, I just, I've been holding the poses a little bit more than normal. Put your heels down, and come back into position. And we'll do some sun salutations. So on an inhale, lift your arms up. On an exhale, swan dive down, all the way down. Come up, take your left foot, put it back onto the ball of your foot. Yep. And then bring your feet forward, arms out in front of you, plank. And then pull everything back so that you're on the balls of your feet. This is called 8-point pose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put your heels down. Hands on your knees, lean forward, look up. Is everybody okay? And then pull back. Lean forward, bring your arms up. Good. And then look at your hands in front of you and then bring them out again. Since we're all women today, I'm going to call this goddess pose. Here we are, goddess pose, or cormorant. Bring them back. And then hands out to your side. Inhale. Exhale one more time down. As you inhale, bring your arms up to the sky. Exhale down the front to heart position. And we'll begin again. How'd that feel? Good? Everybody feel good? All right. Inhale up. Swan dive down. This time we'll move our right foot back onto the ball of your foot as you come up. Come on up. It's okay. Bring your feet forward, your hands down in front of you, plank. So your feet want to be flexed. Your legs want to be straight, your feet want to be flexed. Beautiful. Bring your feet back up onto the balls of your feet. Bring your, 8-point pose. And then bring your feet down. Inhale, back up. One more time down. And come back up again. Good. We'll work on some balance poses. So we're gonna do eagle. So there's a couple of levels that you could do. You could just cross your feet in front of you like that. You can cross it like this. You can make a something deeper, only if that's available to you. Yes, if that's available to you. Lift your arms up. So whatever leg is on top, the opposite arm wants to be on top. Yes. And then, so like I said, there was a time when this is the best that I could do because I had hurt my shoulder. Yes. And then lift the arms. Great. Breathe. So do you feel this stretch in your shoulders as well as your shoulder blades? And in your hips? Yeah. Lift up, inhale, exhale, open up and let that eagle fly. Yeah, and we'll switch sides. So again, you could just cross at the ankles. You could cross a little bit more, or you could do a full cross-legged or even wrap if you would like. And then whatever arm, so my, well, I'm opposite you, but my left leg is on top, so my right elbow is gonna go inside my left elbow. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then lift the arms. You guys are doing great. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. Inhale. Exhale, open up, let that ego fly. And then we're going to start out in the seated position with tree. So again, you could cross out the ankles, you could come like this, you can fully bring your ankle. So wherever you are today is where you should be. And then we'll start this one seated. Inhale, bring your arms up. Breathe. I think we're going to hold this for about 30 seconds. Continue to take deep breaths, because this is you know, hard work on your shoulders and arms, but this is really important. Yeah. Inhale, exhale, bring everything back down and switch legs. So again, wherever it calls to today, and then inhale, your arms up. Crown of your head to the sky. Breathe. Inhale, exhale, hands to heart center, coming down. And so why don't we stand up and come to the back of our chair, and I'm just going to turn my chair sideways, but you stay right where you are. All right, standing behind your chair, and we're going to move our weight onto our right foot, okay? And then we're going to, you come on onto the ball of your left foot, or you can lift it up off the floor, but you know, if you're, you know, just hold on to your chair if, you know, depending upon how your balance feels today, and then lift your arm. Or if it's available, you could lift both. Okay, so one thing is find something on the floor or on the wall to stare at that's unmoving. And that absolutely helps with balance. Yay. It's okay. Sometimes, all right. All right, come down and switch to the other side. So, you know, I would be holding on the other side, but I just want to, all right? So we're going to come onto the ball of your foot. Make sure your toes, make sure all of your weight is on that opposite foot, and your toes are spread. And again, come onto the ball of your foot, or you could lift your foot up if you want. You definitely don't ever want to lift it against your knee, because that's just going to hurt your knee. So you could lift it above your knee or below your knee or on the floor, but not against your knee. And then if it's available to you, you could lift both arms, staring at that one point that's unmoving. Wow. You don't have to hold both hands up. You could just hold one hand. But balance is one of those things that the more you do it, the better you get at it. Inhale, exhale, bring everything down. Oh, that was great. All right, so let's come back down to the chairs in our sitting position. And that was a great job with tree. So while we're working on balance and leg strength, come to the edge of your chair and we'll work on the, what we're really doing, I'm calling it getting out of your chair or not, but these are squats, so make note. So you've heard squats, you've heard people talk about squats, really good for leg strength, that's what we're doing. So you can, just to remind you, you can lean forward and come up slowly like this, or you can hold your hands like this if you want a little bit more of a challenge. Carol, what should the count be as we start? 4. Okay, so we're going to get up to the count of 4. Slowly lean forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. You don't want to use momentum. You want to slow yourself down. Step back till you feel the chair on the backs of your legs. And then I am going to just come to the side. So this is a bad way to do squats. A bad way to come into your chair because my knees are so far forward. So instead, I'm sticking my butt out, okay? And coming down. So I just wanted to kind of demonstrate that. Early on when I started going to the gym and do exercise, definitely trainers would tell me not to do this. There's like such a tendency to do this, but you're just gonna hurt your knees. So you just wanna keep your knees to not go past your toes, stick your butt out and sit down. So I'm gonna turn back up again. Carol, what should it be this time? 8. So we're not gonna use our momentum. We're just gonna lean forward and get up to the count of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excellent. Take a step back to feel where your chair is, and you're gonna stick your butt way out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. How'd that feel? Good? Too much of a challenge or a good challenge? All right. I'm gonna come forward a little bit, Carol. 10. Okay. All right. So there's such a tendency to use momentum, but we're building leg strength. We're doing squats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Let's take a step back to feel where your chair is. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stick that butt out. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. That was excellent.
The butts were all out.
Oh, well, yes.
Very good.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, you definitely. What's that?
That's not on video.
Well, mine was. So.
Yeah.
So this time we'll do a warrior series. So turn to the side. So you're on the side of your chair, and there's various levels that you can stick your leg out. It can just be like this, it can be like this, it can go all the way back. Put your hands on your hips to make sure you're not like too far forward. Is everybody good? And on an inhale, lift your arms, look up. And wherever your leg is, you're on the ball of your foot. Breathe. This is a great back strengthener, legs, arms, and shoulders. Now, as you bring your arms down, take that back foot and bring it flat, someplace where it's comfortable for you. Yeah, it could come a little bit farther forward. Yeah. And then look out over your front fingers. Take your front arm, come down your forearm onto your knee, and then lift that upper hand. And then turn your neck and look upwards. And then take that back arm, point it to the earth, and the front arm pointing to the sky. Breathe. And bring everything down and come forward again. Does that feel okay for everybody?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna turn to the other side. Making sure your hips are pointing on the side of your chair and your foot wherever is comfortable. And then on an inhale, lift your arms. Breathe. Take that back leg, pivot it, and then bring your arms down, looking over your front fingers, side warrior. Take your front arm, bend it, your forearm on that knee, your back arm up, and look upwards. Beautiful. You guys look amazing. Bring that top arm down so it's pointing to the earth and the front arm pointing to the sky. Inhale, and then exhale, bring everything back down. How's that feel? Good? So we'll do one more version, but a little something different this time. But we will start out with our warrior position. So again, your foot can be wherever it calls to you. Inhale up. Take that back foot, flatten it to the floor, bringing your arms down. And this time, if it's available to you, reach down to touch the foot. Bring the other arm up. Is everybody okay with this? No one's okay. Good. And then come back up again. Yeah. And then look out over your front fingers. Bring your front arm up, back arm pointed to the earth. And then come around the center. Did everybody feel okay when we reach down in that position? Okay, all right. So turn to the other side. Put your foot to wherever calls to you. Front arms up. Breathe. Flatten your foot, bring it out to the side, your arms down, and then bring that front arm all the way down, if that's available to you. Yeah, this is a little bit more of a challenge, but you guys are doing amazing. So, and then come back up again. Do you feel, so this was a great back strengthener as well as a stretch. And then look out over your front fingers. Bring that front arm to the sky, back arm pointed to the earth. Inhale, exhale, bring everything back down and come and face forward again. I know what we forgot to do. So stand back up again. So we were doing quad stretches and we were trying to do, but it's important to stretch this part of your leg because when your quad gets tight, it can really cause knee problems. So we're just gonna put your knee on the side of your chair. If it's available to you, but only if it's available, you can reach up. But if it's not, no problem. This alone is a good stretch for your quad. Yeah. do like whatever calls to you. It's okay, this is good. This is perfect. Great, thank you. Yeah. Did that feel okay? Everybody good? Okay. If you wanted to lift one arm, you could do that. Otherwise, just stay right where you are. Good. Come back down and change legs. So I'm just going to come around to the other side so you guys can see me. Yeah. And again, you can just stay like this and lift and lift one arm, or you can pull that leg up. But don't, yeah. So it might be that just being like this, because you know, from like the position that we normally sit in or sleep in, that quad can get very tight.
Yeah.
Right? Right? Yes. All right. Come back down. How did that feel? That feel okay? That was a little bit better to do it this way, right? Right? Where? In here? In the back of your leg? All right, well, come back down and then just put both feet straight out and flex your feet. So you're gonna stretch that out. Yeah, yeah. Flex your feet. Is it starting to go away a little bit? Okay, all right, good, okay. All right, good. All right, well, come back then into our mountain position. We're gonna lift the leg. This is called stick, or I like to call it, since we're here in Florida, flamingo. So you can move your foot down, or you can leave it up, and then just turn your ankles so you continue to loosen up the ankle joints. Oh, I'm hearing snap, crackle, pop. What a good snap, crackle, pop. And then bring your leg down and switch sides. In our stick or flamingo position, however we, good. And bring your foot down, and we'll do this again. Just lift the leg up, and you can just hold it like this, or if it helps to amuse yourself, you can do circles, which is always good. Well, you know, sometimes when you're holding like a still position for a while, it's a little easier to move something, right? And bring your leg down, and then the other one. And then bring them both down. And hands on your hips, and with all the work that we did on our back in our warrior position, we'll just continue to loosen up the back a little bit more before we put in another twist. And then change directions. And come back to stillness, and then turn. You could put, you know, if you wanted to deepen your turn, you could put your arm on your back, or just put the arm, or just put your hand in behind you and look over your shoulder. Breathe. Come back to the center, switch sides. come back to center. And as we begin Shavasana, I want you to move to the back of your chair. Give your back that did so much work just now a little bit of a rest. And as we begin to our meditation and relaxation, we're going to do a different kind of breath work. I think we've done this before, which is nostril breathing. So you're going to start with your ring finger and thumb on your right hand. You're going to start with the left nostril. So I can demonstrate it just to remind you. You're going to block your right nostril with your thumb. Inhale. Close the left nostril and then breathe out through the right nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril. Close it off. Breathe out through the left nostril. So we're going to go back and forth, except for the fact that you breathe out first on one side and then breathe in. So it's a little bit the opposite from what we normally do. And one of the purposes of this, I sometimes will use this if I can't fall asleep, is I think just having to focus on moving your fingers back and forth and how you're breathing just kind of helps to empty your mind and to relax you. So go ahead and close your eyes. Inhale on the left side. Close it off. Exhale on the right side. Inhale. Exhale. And begin to slow your breath down. So take a deep inhale. And then a deep exhale, long exhale. Inhale. And go back and forth at your own pace, just lengthening and slowing down your breathing. When you breathe out on the left side, you can come back to your normal breathing. Notice how you feel. Do you feel calmer? Do you feel calmer? That's what I like about. I always find that I feel calmer after I do that breathing. So go ahead and close your eyes. I am going to switch to the binaural meditation music. Close your eyes, relax your hands and arms, find a comfortable position, someplace in your lap. And if your mind starts to wander, no problem, just begin counting breaths. 4 breaths on an inhale, 4 breaths as on the count of 4 to pause, and then a count of 8 to exhale. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale to the count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want to completely empty your lungs when you exhale. So with your eyes closed, begin by relaxing your forehead, your eyes. Relax your cheeks, your jaw. Relax your tongue. Let everything go slack. neck, your shoulders. Relax your arms, your hands, your fingers. Relax your belly, your hips, your legs, your feet, your toes. Use these few minutes as a little gift to yourself, a reset. Let go of what came before and what's coming after. If you get distracted, no problem. Just begin counting your breaths again and allow yourself to sink a little deeper. Slowly begin to come back into the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Open your eyes and bring your hands down to the side. Inhale. exhale. 2 more, inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale all that good energy, all the wonderful joy this practice brought you today. Exhale. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.